What's going on, guys? LCG here, back with another episode of ARK Survival Evolved on the HyperArk server. Today we're going to get started on our kibble farm, and that's going to be going right here. I'm going to be doing a bunch of taming. I'm going to be taming pretty much anything I can get my hands on and sticking them in there. And we do have a couple priorities, right? We need to get Spinosaurus so that we can do a couple of underwater tames. We're going to need to get some dodos so we can have our own dodo kibble farm. A couple of things like that. But first I want to make sure everybody's having a good day. How's everybody doing today? I am doing absolutely fantastic. We have another wonderful day here on the center. It's raining. Who would have thought, right? And I took a day off from recording and spent the whole day harvesting up pretty much anything that I might need. I have been letting the cementing paste or the Achatina paste roll with my snails. Whoop, got a little stuck there. And I went out and harvested so much stuff, right? We have thousands of stone, wood, thatch, oil, flint, crystal, right? We are cranking in the resources right now. I made up a bunch of polymer. We have a bunch of Achatina paste. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to build this entire facility out of wood. And I'm going to get started on that. And I'll bring you guys back. But I have a pretty simple little design. Well, you know what? Instead of talking about it, I'm just going to show you here in a couple minutes. Alright? So everybody sit tight. Alright guys, so I'm going to bring you back while it starts to take shape here. So this is a 7 by 11 rectangular-ish building. I've got a little cutout here just for aesthetics. I'm going to put a couple ramps on, right? And essentially what I'm going to do is within this facility, I'm going to have 2 layers. I'm going to have a ground layer, right, which will be right here, which is where all the or I say all, some of the dinosaurs will just be standing. And then I will have a second layer which will have ramps coming down. Okay, so the ramps will come down from up here, and I'll walk dinosaurs up, break off the first layer of ramp so that they're now, I don't want to say stuck, but they're just standing over top of another layer of dinosaurs. And that will give us the opportunity to be able to see the eggs that pretty much all of them drop. Now, I don't really need to see the eggs because, as I understand it, the Structures Plus item collector should pick up all unfertilized eggs, right? Just keep getting stuck on that every time I come in here. Right here. Collects dropped item, including unfertilized eggs, which is great, right? We like that. We want that. And I'm going to go ahead and pop some of those back. That's really what we want. I made up a bunch of propellant too, which should still be in here. I don't think that expires. No, that does not expire at all. So that will help us collect all of our eggs, even if they happen to fall through any of the structures of the building, right? And a big key to that is it will also collect up the poop, which we can then put over here, a small handful of composting bins, and the item collector should pick up the poop, move it over to the compost bin, where we'll just keep that stuff full of thatch, and that should keep us more than happy when it comes to fertilizer production, which will be great for, you guessed it, making kibble. Right, because we need to grow crops, and eventually I'm going to add some narco berries into our greenhouse as well. So that's all in the works. I'm going to go ahead and finish some more of this up. As you can see, it's starting to come along pretty quick, so it shouldn't be too long now. I'm going to finish some of this up, and I will bring you guys back. So sit tight. Oh, look at that. Look what we got here. Alright, so this design, and I put Axel in here just to show you guys what it might start to look like with dinos up top. It's not ideal for some of the bigger dinos like the trike, which, you know, I'm kind of on the fence. I might have to bump this up, this layer of ceilings, up to the third wall height there, just so that we can have a little bit more room, and then put the smaller dinos up on top rather than the bigger ones. I'm gonna have to see what all it is we start taming for kibble, but I think that might be something that we work on. And another thing I'm considering is going up a couple more layers and then adding a behemoth gate so that we can drop a Quetzal down in there. Or maybe some Argentavis so that we have like a loft where we have the big flyers, right? And then we got our rope ladders here. So we can climb right on up. We got a little catwalk to go all the way around. Not that we'll really need it. Pretty much once we get all these dinos set up on top, we can just pick up the ramp and leave them up there. Okay? Got a little storage box up here. I'm not really sure what for just yet, but I had an extra one. And then the feeding troughs on the outside. So they can... Let's see if we can get by through it. Yeah, look at that. I got one on each end just because I wasn't positive how far out those will reach. So, whoop. And we're stuck. Who would have thought? Alright. Yeah, and there's some weird geometry with Ark that I'm not a particular fan of. Like, sometimes he'll be leaning off to one side or leaning off to the other. Whatever. We'll deal with that as it comes up, and I'll probably end up redesigning this a bit. I really like the generic design because you can fit a Gallimimus and most other dinos just fine down here, which might be where we put him. I just don't like the tails being in my way. Quiet down, nature. I'm tired of you. But that right there is pretty much a start of it. So we might end up going up a couple more layers, which is fine. It'll be fun. It'll be neat. But for now, I want to start taming a whole bunch of dinos. And it's not going to be very fun. I'm not going to lie. So I'm not going to waste your time watching me go out and pick up a dino, bring it back, drop it in there, shoot it, feed it a bunch of Mejo berries, and then carry it over and put it up on there. And actually, we're going to have to do some more building, which is, whoop, wrong buttons. Okay. We are completely out of engrams, and I'll show you why, right? Because building this whole beast, I actually gained a couple of levels. I'm up to like 93. I'm up to level 93 right now. So I'm probably going to need a mind wipe tonic here real soon. But I'm preparing for some underwater adventures, in case you couldn't tell. They're going to happen. They're going to happen here real soon. I think that's actually going to be next episode. But we're not quite there yet. We're going to need kibble in order to get those guys going. So sit tight. Alright, everybody. I am back. And I am absolutely exhausted. And here is why. Okay. I have tamed up dodos. I have tamed up dilos. I have tamed up scorpions. I have tamed up raptors. I tamed up a Spinosaurus all by my lonesome. Okay, and that is only level or one of several. Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe how much effort that took. Alright, so instead of alright, I don't know how to say this. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to have how am I gonna do this? First things first, I'm gonna set up. Let me turn this on real quick. Alright, I'm gonna set this bad boy up, and I'm gonna let this thing run for a while and test it out. Okay? I want to see how this thing works. We're gonna put some of that in there, and hopefully that'll start sucking up whatever's on the ground around here, and we'll see how much propellant that uses as it goes. Can we see how far it's gonna pull from? Activate. Bam. So it should start sucking up poop and eggs. Here any minute. Yeah, so we're gonna see how that goes. And if it starts collecting all these things up, that'll be great. And I'll start organizing these things. But until then, I have so much more taming I need to do. We got Gallimimus, we got Stegos, we got the whole nine, right? I'm not going to bore you guys with that. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of progress as it was being made and put out like a little daily update, because this could take a while. This is going to take a real long while, and hopefully next time I see you guys, I'll have this stuff organized up here. All right. So everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. Stay happy, stay healthy. This is LCG, and I am signing out.